it's Yayforyarn, and today I'm unboxing the September and October 2019 KnitCrates. So I'm doing something a little different here because my KnitCrate for September didn't arrive until the beginning of October, and if I just showed you the September crate in its own video, then you wouldn't be able to order, sign up for a KnitCrate and actually get the September crate. So now that we're into October, my September crate came at the beginning of October, and my October crate also came. So I'm just going to unbox them both at once, and we'll do the September one first. As usual, I'm excited to see what is in here. So we're going to unbox the September crate first and then the October crate. So here we go. And this one is blue. Oh yeah. This one doesn't have like the silky feel to it that some of the yarns we've gotten lately have had, even though it has some silk in it, surprisingly, because to me this has it's a very soft wool, but it has a very wool-like feel. It is not superwash wool though. And when I say it has like a wool-like feel, I mean like the texture of it, the surface feeling, and the squish of it feels rather wool-like. I imagine it would feel more wool-like if it had no silk in it, but yeah, this is really nice. It looks like it has very crisp stitch definition if you were to knit this up or crochet it up. So, and yeah, this is one of my favorite colors, so very happy with this. There's 2 skeins of that. It's a DK weight, and this colorway is called Enlightened. And then here is a little pin. This is a metal rainbow KnitCrate pin, and it's just the KnitCrate logo, but it's that like rainbow metal where it kind of reflects different colors, and then the lines in the inside are gold. And this kind of looks similar to the KnitCrate pin that we got in the December crate from last year, which is black and silver, but this one is bigger, and it's kind of green and purple and blue. So that is also very cute. And then here is the pattern booklet for the September crate. So on the front cover we have a nice hat. The theme for September was Prism, and this is the membership yarn. There's a silver, a turquoise blue, and a purple. And then these here are from the sock crate. And then here's more info on the membership yarns. The colorway that I got is for the Chill Out option, which is cool colors. And here are the sock yarns. And then here are the patterns. There's a lot of patterns for this crate. So here is a tank. And then here's another top. And I'm assuming that these take more than 2 skeins. Maybe I'm wrong, but I imagine that, if there are larger sizes, that those would take more than 2 skeins. Here is a crocheted sock from the sock crate. And then here are the knit socks. Those are both very cool. I like the baubles in that one. And then for the knitting patterns, there's a hat, and then a vest and a tank that are both knit. Some of these are digital bonus only, so they're not in the printed book, but you can download the pattern. So here is the hat. This is the one that was on the front cover. And as I suspected, the larger sizes of this tunic pattern do require more than 2 skeins. So if you're making the extra small, the small, or the medium, then you can make this with 2 skeins, but otherwise you have to go and order more to make this project. And then here are the knit socks for the sock crate, and those are really cool. Here are the crocheted socks. I really like those. And then here are the artisan patterns. So you can kind of go online and order the artisan yarns separately. And they have all of these patterns for those, including these 2 sweaters. And the theme peak for October is Journey to Peru, which is supposed to be inspired by the textiles of Peru. And we're going to go ahead and open that one in just a second because that is the October crate. So I am very happy with this one for September. I like the little pin. I think that's really cute. And now let's look at the October crate. So let's see what's in this one. Oh, and this one is green. These skeins are huge. They're like so fluffy that they're filling up the entire box. Like in comparison, if I lay these back down the way they were in the box, you know, you got a little empty space around the edges and a little empty space on the top where the lid closes. This yarn fills up the entire space in the box. It's so fluffy. So these are still 100-gram skeins. It's just that the yarn has so much air in it and so much fluff that it makes it really big and puffy and squishy. These skeins look huge compared to the other ones, but they're the same weight. And these are sport weight. So these are also hand wash, but they are made from Peruvian Highland wool. And this colorway is called Ancient Ruin, and it's kind of like a grassy, mossy green with little hints of yellows and browns in it. But it's still like a very fresh green. It's like a softer, more muted green, but it's still nice and bright and not like muddy or too dark. I like this color. But seriously, this is so fluffy. It is so fluffy and airy and squishy that it looks like it's 150 or 200 gram skein because it's just so big. So this is like a chainette yarn where the yarn, instead of being twisted, where the plies are twisted together, this is chained or kind of like knit as a 2-stitch I-cord, if you know what I mean, for the structure of the yarn. So that kind of gives it a different textured look than a yarn that is just spun as normal. So we have 2 of these giant fluffy skeins of this yarn, which is pretty cool. And then we get a little stitch marker. Awesome. So this one is on a leverback clasp, I think. I think that's what it's called. But it's kind of like a lobster clasp, but bigger. So what I like about this kind of clasp is that, you know, you can open it and close it to put it on things that are crocheted, which is a problem with some kinds of stitch marker hardware, because if they are just like a metal loop, then you can only slip it onto knitting needles or something like that. But if you want to put it on crochet, you usually need a lobster clasp or some kind of thing that can open and close. Whereas with this kind of clasp, this will not only slip onto quite a few sizes of knitting needles, but it can open and close to go on to crochet fabric and clip into the fabric. So this is really cute. It's like a little, I guess, Peruvian inspired bead with some little hardware on it. And I think it's just a really cute theme, because a lot of the, you know, really pretty textiles come from Peru. A lot of yarn comes from Peru. And I think that's kind of neat that they chose to have a theme for the month inspired by that. And it says that the beads are actually hand painted in Peru. So that is pretty awesome. I'm very happy with that. And then let's look at the pattern book. So here is the pattern book for October. And on the front we have a shawl. And then here is a little bit about the theme. The sock crate yarns are pretty cool too. They're like multicolored. And that one especially really reminds me of a lot of the Peruvian knitwear that I've seen. The traditional style of, you know, stuff that they wear in Peru. So that is the theme peek. And then here is a little about the membership crate yarns. And this one is the one that I got, Ancient Ruin, but there's also a really nice purple and a gray, or kind of like a off-white, sandy white. And then here is some about the sock yarns. And then here is a preview of all the patterns. For the knit pattern, there is a shawl, a knitted shawl. Crochet is a baby blanket and bonnet set. And then there's a pair of knit socks and a pair of crocheted socks. So this is actually also the front page of the baby blanket pattern. It looks like a really pretty stitch. And then here is the knitted shawl. Then here is the knitted socks. These are also pretty cool. They have like this kind of wavy, twisted cabling. I guess they're technically twisted stitches because they're only one stitch that's being cabled back and forth, but it kind of like a wavy twist with some space in between each one. That's cool. And then here are the crocheted socks. Those are also pretty neat. And that is the end. And then here is the theme peek for November. And this one is apparently ocean inspired. So these are kind of like the colors that they're looking at for next month. So that will be very neat to see what we get next month. So I am definitely happy with both of these crates. I did not show you the September crate, you know, when I normally would because it was late and I didn't have it yet. But both of these yarns are very cool. So I think both of these crates really show why a knit crate is such a good value, because these yarns are not things that you could buy in your ordinary craft store. And if you bought yarns like this on the internet or at a local yarn shop, some kind of fancy yarn shop, you would generally pay significantly more per skein than what you pay for the knit crate. And then sometimes we also get these cute little bonus items in our crates, plus all of the patterns that go with it. And I love it. I love being surprised every month with a brand new yarn, brand new colorway, and so many different textures of yarn that I've gotten to try over the more than a year that I've been getting these. So yeah, as usual, I am very excited to play with these yarns and kind of see what they feel like when you work them up, especially this one because it is so fluffy and so squishy that I don't know how these are both 100-gram skeins, because these are like almost twice as big, but it's all that fluff. So this will be really interesting to see how this works up in a fabric. And especially since that you can choose ahead of time which colorways you're going to be getting, I think this is a great option for anybody who likes hand-dyed yarn in general, or anybody who just likes to try something new. So thanks so much to KnitCrate for sending me these yarns to review. As usual, I am very happy with them. Can't wait to find a project to use them on. And if you want to try your own KnitCrate, then you can use the coupon code yayforyarn20 for 20% off of your first crate. And I highly recommend this subscription to pretty much anybody who likes yarn, because seriously, the yarns that I've gotten from this subscription over the many months that I've been getting it have all been amazing. And it's always just so exciting to see what we're going to get next, because every month is something totally different. It's always a surprise. And, you know, you can even, if you need to, always go back into their store and purchase extra skeins of, you know, of any of the yarns that you get if you really, really like that one. Or if you wanted to make, let's say I wanted to make a sweater out of this, then I could go and order more of the same yarn in the same colorway and have enough for a larger project. So as usual, I am loving these yarns, and I hope you decide to give a KnitCrate a try, because these are some pretty awesome yarns. And if you order, since September is already over, you won't be able to get the September crate, but if you order, you will get the October crate, as long as you order before the month of October ends. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you have ever tried a yarn subscription in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, making sure you click the little bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching.